Yo, what's good, my people, mi gente? Here we are with another episode. I am the Kryptonic Taino, and we're going to continue to rap about my favorite meme coin community, GME on Solana. Hey, what's going on? If you're finding my channel, this is the channel where you get to learn about the number one GameStop movement meme coin community on the blockchain. GME on Solana, holding down the fort and amplifying the GameStop movement on chain. Welcome. I'm glad you found my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button, and don't forget to comment. I'd love to rap and chat. I'm going to do something new, which is I'm going off the cuff. That's right. Unscripted right now. I'm just going to roll. And I just want to make content and talk about GME on Solana because it is a critical time. Lots of stuff going on in the GameStop saga and the GameStop movement. And September 9th is the earnings day, where GameStop's will report their Q2 earnings. And we have to be ready. GME Solana holders, GME stockholders, we have to be ready because we don't know if this could be the catalyst event we've all been waiting for. So we got to be careful because the balance sheet is popping. There are many elements to the business that are in and aligned with getting ready for a pump. Okay, we know the business is profitable. We have closed beta for Push Start Arcade. We're seeing all throughout X people ripping packs. There's going to be tons of momentum, but I want to go in and let's jump right in. We're going to start right away, y'all. We're going to go over GME on Solana. And if you're wondering, well, what's GME on Solana? You're probably coming here for the first time. It's a meme coin. It's on the Solana blockchain. And if you want to know more, you can go to the website GameStop.co to learn more about this incredible project and meme coin community. Very important to know that when you invest on GME on Solana, we are not the stock. And we are not trying to replace or substitute for the stock. We are a social meme coin community that exists on the blockchain. We are crypto investors. And because we are crypto investors, we are taking the power of the meme coin segment with all of its wondrous volatility and potential, especially here as we in the crypto space believe that we are also entering into a meme coin super cycle where meme coins will be the highest performing assets on the blockchain. Some of the most highest performing assets, tokens on the blockchain will be meme coins. And we are bringing the GameStop movement, the energy, the culture, the spirit, the message to the meme coin space. We are onboarding crypto bros to the stonk, and we are onboarding stonk bros to the crypto on Solana. So how do you go and buy? Here it is. You go to the website immediately. You can buy on Moonshot, on a Phantom wallet. We're also on Jupiter, Radium, and you can see this meme coin community is legit. 35 trusted centralized exchanges on it. So you go ahead, visit the website, and learn more. I want to talk to you about what we just did as a community. We wrapped up our Power Pack, our second Power Pack live stream. I want to show y'all a little quick summary of the Power Pack rips. What we do is we do a Power Pack opening, Power Pack openings via live stream on X. And we had a great live stream. We had about 5,000 people show up. And I'm trying to find it here. Oh, let me show you here. Here's a quick summary. Let me show you this one. Here you go. Let's run it. There you go. You see Malik Neighbors. We got a Pokemon card came out. There's a Patrick Mahomes. We actually ripped up 2 Patrick Mahomes. And these are some of the cards that we were able to get PSA graded on the Push Start Arcade. And we had almost 5,000 folks tune in to our first one. We had 14,000. I mean, it was ridiculous. We had a ridiculous amount of folks attend the first one. But we're going to keep doing these Power Pack openings, live streams. You could win a Power Pack. Go ahead, follow us on GME on Soul. And then when we are doing our next September streams, we're doing 2 streams in September, 2x spaces and giveaways. Go ahead, jump in so that we can go ahead and plug you in, and maybe you can win a Power Pack, which will be awesome. But I want to turn to your attention to just some things that I've been kind of being very hip to as we come across earnings. This post came up, and it was posted by Dirt Evader. This is my account here, Kryptonic Taino. And here he posts about some of the criteria that GameStop, the stock, is meeting, as it's meeting criteria to be listed on the S&P 500, which I thought was a pretty cool post, and I shared that. And this is very critical, because if GameStop gets added to the S&P 500, it's a validation that the short sellers, trust me, do not want. Because once it hits the S&P 500, it breaks the narrative, right? It breaks the narrative that has been suppressing the stock, the FUD that has been spread by the media. Joining the S&P 500 would easily revoke and illegitimize all of the FUD. So this is something to note. Criteria: the business must be based in the U.S., derive at least 50% of its revenue in the U.S. Check. Right? The business must be listed on a major U.S. stock exchange. Check. Right? Those are easy ones. The business must have a market cap of at least $8.2 billion. GME is at $10.28 billion. Check. The business must have at least 250,000 shares traded in each of the prior 6 months. They've been trading at 255,000 per month. Check. The business must report positive earnings in most recent quarter. They did so in Q1, and they're going to do it again in Q2. And the sum of the business earnings in the previous 4 quarters must be positive, and they get a check on that. So that's notable. That's what makes this particular earnings very interesting on September 9th, and I'm anticipating a potential catalyst event. And for GME on Solana holders, that's very important, because the stock powers the meme coin community. And we know that without the stock, the coin can't flourish, right? We really represent and amplify the sentiment around the GameStop saga. And when GameStop moves, we move. This could be a major catalyst event. I came across some more information. This is personal, man. This is personal. Yeah, I usually don't go this route, but I had a dream. I know this sounds corny, but the other day I had a dream, and I posted this on my X. And in my dream, I saw this regular blue-collar worker, average Joe, watching the news on TV, like finance news, and it was covering GameStop. And I remember me watching, and this guy looking up, and he's seeing that the price for a GameStop share was at $178 per share. Right now, it's sitting at $22.23. So you're looking at about, that's about an 8-9x from where GameStop is today. And I remember hearing the man, after he saw it on the news, he said it out loud. He said, man, $178 per share. He's like, I could work with that. And it was as if he was declaring that his life, that move was changing his life and having a major impact because he had shares of GME. And I woke up, man, and I don't know if this is going to happen. Not saying that this is going to happen on September 9th, but I had to record it and put it on X and say, heads up, I had a dream, $178 per share, just in case. I mean, if it happens, y'all, if anytime soon we hit 178, Kryptonic Taino had gotten that divine connection and revelation first, all right? Anyway, this also, when I woke up, man, I was just thinking about September 9th, earnings report, all the momentum that I feel like we have with GameStop. And it was just something really, really exciting. I'm sharing it funny, y'all. But there you have it. As I go through my account, I post some things every week that caught my attention. I want to talk about the stock on this episode a little more. Provide some of my investigation, where I'm going at, what I'm trying to revisit. And earlier this week, I went back to Ryan Cohen's interview with Charles Payne on Fox Business. I was listening. I was really just trying to lean in and try to read between the lines, try to get a sense of what Ryan was communicating. And as I was listening, I wrote down a quote of his. I saved the quote. I posted it on X, and I let my X folks know to be note of that. And this is something that he says. He says, in that interview with Charles Payne, they were talking about what is going to be the catalyst for the price action. What could be the thing that makes the value of the shares of GameStop just go and, have a major run up, right? And he says this. He says, maybe the future value when you think about GameStop has more to do with how we deploy the balance sheet than the cash that the retail operations will generate. Then he says, but it needs to be the right time. Wow. Just settle in on that. I don't know if Ryan is kind of throwing smoke screen because he knows everyone is watching, or he's being legit, genuine. What he's saying here is that it is more likely that what's going to be the great catalyst isn't the revenue that's going to be coming and generated from the Push Start Arcade, isn't the revenue that's coming from whatever income revenue stream that they reveal coming up next, whether it's expanding the NFT marketplace in some form. We still don't know about Immutable X and where that relationship stands. I did a little checking, and there's no confirmation that partnership has ended, so stay tuned. But he's saying it has more to do with it could be more about what they do with that $9 billion in cash that they're sitting on. Okay? The choices that they make and where they decide to invest is what's going to make the value of GameStop explode, according to Ryan Cohen. And he was very clear. He says it needs to be the right time. And what is he waiting on? I think he's waiting for a crash. I think he's waiting for the markets to crash. Some of the major markets are going to crash. In certain segments, he's going to make an investment. He's going to drop GME money into certain assets, I think, that are crashed assets. And it'll be interesting to see what he's looking at, whether it's more crypto or any other form of assets. I'm not quite the big Wall Street investment type of guy or markets guy, but he said it very clearly, and it was a reminder that we have to be patient. We have to be patient because you can't time the market. The market presents the time, but you can't time the market. In that interview, another thing that he said was that the market doesn't give you any yellow lights. It's either green or red. It's either going to bull or bear, and There's no warning sign. So he's just waiting to be opportunistic. So, going back to that kind of gives me. Hold on, I don't even know if we're even recording. No, we are recording, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I lost y'all for a second. Yes. So that was one of the things that why did I say don't promote? Sorry, guys. I was going bugged out here. So yeah, I just went back to that interview, and it just really made a lot of sense to me, and just gave me more assurance that Ryan Cohen has a really, really strong plan. So where am I getting at right now? I think where do I want to take y'all? You see, this is different because, hey, I didn't have a script, y'all. I didn't have a script. I'm running through some of my memes and some of my bull posts. But let's go jump into this Google Trends here. Let me go into Google Trends because I brought this up, about 2 weeks ago on X. I do a Google Trends search on Roaring Kitty every once in a while. And this is the updated 90-day chart for the Roaring Kitty search term. And as I pointed out before, over the past 90 days, you could see that for the search term Roaring Kitty, okay, it's just been very volatile with spikes, and then there's no mentions, and then there's spikes, and then there's no mentions. And I brought up last time that beginning in August, there was a sustained interest in Roaring Kitty searches. I am here to report that as of August 25th, that we have a little slight increase here, and it is continuing to sustain the amount of inquiries that are coming in of folks searching and doing research on Roaring Kitty since August 11th. Well, they'll start from here when it made the move up, since August 10th. And we are now in over 2 weeks of straight sustained interest on it. Something that I said I would continue to watch, because that pattern, as you can see right there, is different than the patterns of inquiries from the past 2.5 months. So something to be noteful of as we continue to watch for a potential Roaring Kitty move. We all want him to come back, but he'll come back when he's ready. Man, what else can I run with y'all? I will just say this. When I look at the price of GME on Solana, right now the market is going down. Today's a rough day for the market. It's a correction, sitting right now at $8.6 million market cap right here. The meme coin's been kind of going between 8.6 and about maybe 10.8 million. It's been having that fluctuation for a while now. I would say just like right now, since June, it's been really kind of sitting in between that 8 to $10 million market cap, but then really holding the floor between there. As I always say, you want to buy low, right? And you want to make sure that you're getting good entries. I can't say enough that this is an excellent entry point. Just look at the chart. This is the 1-year chart, y'all. We're at the lowest We are at the lowest levels that this meme, the GME Solana meme coin has been in since over a year. So if you've been looking to get in on it, now is the time. Okay, now's a perfect time to do it. Great entry points to start stacking the coin. Anyway, y'all, GME on Solana, can't stop, won't stop. GameStop, we like the coin, we like the stock. Until the next one, I'm out. Peace.